Hi friends, we'll start a new chapter today. How are you doing, all of you?
We
Good,
are good, Smita.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All are silent. You can't unmute yourself?
We can. Yeah. Can you hear us?
Not sure if you'll have it. So how have you been doing, all of you? Anybody?
Yes, Smita. We are doing really great.
I can't hear anybody. Oh, sorry. Yeah, now I can hear. Now I can hear.
Hello.
Yes, now I can hear. I was actually, my speaker was not functional. Yeah. Now I can.
We are really doing great. We are doing well. So nice. And every day is like a tonic. Every day, this class 4 to 5 p.m. is tonic for us, which keeps us on track.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. Nice to hear that.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
one
much.
more thing, sometimes when we go off the track, I remind of your all the words and all the teachings which you share in the group also. Then I remind that and again come into the present moment.
Yes. And we have started talking like Pooja and me. We talk daily. We are a friend. We are friends. So we discuss also.
Oh, very nice. Good.
Yeah,
Thank you
same with
so
me
much.
too, Smita. Yeah, though I'm not very regular with these classes, but whatever I hear you and when I apply, it really makes a lot of. I become more calm and composed, and acceptance is a lot of acceptance has come actually. Yeah, thank you.
Very good. Very good. Okay, we'll start the chapter. So we'll start this new chapter called The Power and Relationships. Oops. Okay. So extend to each person, no matter how trivial the contact, all the care and kindness and understanding and love that you can muster, and do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again. So what this author says is basically you do your part. You be a lover. Don't expect that just because you give love to somebody, you will have to expect anything back. So that is what it says, right? Do not think of any reward, but just do it because you want to do it. Any act, you do it because that is the right thing to. If you think that is the right thing to do, go ahead and do it. But then don't think that something must come back to you. Giving love is the law that applies to everything in your life, and giving love is the law of relationships. The force of love doesn't care whether you know someone or not, whether a person is a friend or foe, a loved one or a complete stranger. The force of love doesn't care if you are encountering a work colleague, a boss, a parent, a child student, or a person serving you in a store. With every single person you come into contact with, you are either giving love or you are not. And what you give is what you will receive. So they do these Valentine's Day and all that. No, that is actually typically these days it is more of they think it's more of a ilu kind of thing, like a boy giving it to a girl. Those kinds of, I mean, it has basically been misconstructed. So so here this paragraph is also saying that there is love and there is lack of love. And this love can be extended to any human being, any object, anybody, right? It can be extended to anything. It is basically the feeling that you are expressing towards that person or towards that contact, whoever it is. So either there is love or there is lack of love. And you can extend this to anybody. It really does not matter. And then that is the force of love. And wherever there is force of love towards money or towards relationships or towards health, wherever you're sending that love, you are definitely going to get love back, is what the law says. The relationships are your biggest channel to give love. And so you can change your entire life just through the love you give in your relationships. At the same time, though, relationships can be your biggest downfall because they are often the biggest excuse for not giving love. See, one thing that you have to understand is, in this next paragraph, it says the entire law is summed up in a single command: love your neighbor as yourself. So, in general, which is the direction that we are going towards? We are saying that, okay, everybody knows that it is logical that you will do, rather you have a lot of interests, especially towards people that you love. Sometimes you have a lot of love towards people, towards other people, your own love people, your own relationships and all that, but then you may not have a lot of love towards yourself because you may have ignored yourself. So either way, wherever you have a vested interest, right, wherever you have some interests, you will give your attention there. You will ensure that you are giving a lot of your good feelings there, your attention there, and all of those things. So the idea is, you will so the way this universe is structured is, you will constantly keep giving, ideally you should be giving love to yourself first, okay? It is first you, then other people, right? First you, then others, and then you are basically seeing God in everybody. That is the third step. Fourth step is you seeing yourself in everybody. Okay, there are 4 steps. First is you working on yourself. And then whatever refinements you are doing on yourself, you are basically going to see that in others. Okay, others around you. In fact, even before you come to yourself, people are majorly thinking only about others. Okay, then the next step, the first step is you are just serving others because you love them. Okay, that is like in general, without knowing anything. Also, like even for example, a dog is taking care of the pup before it takes care of itself, right? So that is that first thing, first step where you are extending it to the loved ones you see in front of you, which means your eyes are seeing. Your eyes doesn't see yourself very often. It sees somebody else very often. So that is the first thing that in general, that is the first thing. So you are seeing somebody else, your loved ones, and then you are extending that love to them. Then over time, what will happen? You will see that they are an extended version of yourself. So their characteristics, their behaviors, and all of those things. Then you will start to reflect that in yourself. Oh, when I see jealousy in somebody, when I sense jealousy in myself, then it means that I need to work on my jealousy, right? So then I start to clean up myself. So in the process of cleaning up myself, I develop a good relationship with myself, which means I give love towards myself. So initially what happened? You are giving love to them. Then you give love to yourself. Then what will happen? Then you'll start seeing, as you start loving yourself, your connection with your inner God also improves. Okay? As the connection with your inner God, or which is that inner being, improves, what will happen? You will start seeing the same inner God in everybody around you, right? You will start feeling the same relationships towards other people around you. Then you will start seeing yourself only in everybody around you. Initially, it was God and me are different. Everybody is God. Everybody has an essence of God, and I am different. I am also having an essence of God. Then over time, oh, we are all of the same thing. It's just that they're all different, but we are all coming from the same entity. So like this, there are different stages of a relationship also. So always when you are having conflicts in your relationship, or when there is a big downfall in relationships, it means that you have stopped loving them at some point, and now you're starting to see flaws in them. Okay, initially it was just unconditional, like how when we have with babies, right? There is no expectation back. But then as you're starting to expect something back, right? So you've gone beyond a stage, and now you have to go to that second stage where you need to work with yourself. When there is unconditional zero expectations with your loved ones, then you are in stage 1. Okay, in that stage 1, you are not expecting anything from anybody. Then then let's say you start to expect things from others and all that, then you have to work with yourself. Then what will happen? Then you'll stop seeing flaws in others. Okay. When you see flaws in others, it means that you need to work with yourself, fix the flaw within yourself. Then you will see that reflected in them. Then that second part also will get resolved. Okay. Then over time, third and fourth will anyway happen.
This one, Smita, please repeat this one. Flaws.
Sorry, what?
You were telling something about flaws. Ki first we have to accept what was that regarding. Please repeat it again. I'm saying sorry.
So, Neha, can you please close the door? What I was saying was, let's say if you see somebody as a very angry person, right? If you're seeing somebody as an angry person in front of you, they are very angry, they're very judgmental, right? We are seeing flaws in somebody else. It means that those flaws are within ourselves. It is within me only. I recognize that person to be an angry person. I recognize that person to be a very judgmental person or whatever, right? Am I not judging them to be judgmental? Am I not recognizing that that aspect is called anger, that emotion is called anger? It is because I have it within me. That is why I'm able to recognize that as anger. So I may be also getting a lot of anger in some other areas of my life. So we need to work on that the message is work on your anger issues, work on your judgmental issues, because everybody around you then becomes a messenger. Understood? You
Yes.
understood? Okay.
Yes, understood.
Yeah. What you give to others, you give to yourself. The most enlightened beings throughout history told us to love others. You were not told to love others just so that you would be a nice person. You were being given the secret to life. You are being given the law of attraction. When you love others, you will have an amazing life. When you love others, you will receive the life you deserve. The entire law is summed up in a single command: love your neighbor as yourself. Saint Paul. Give love to others through kindness, encouragement, support, gratitude, or any good feeling, and it comes back to you multiples and multiplies itself, bringing love to every other area of your life, including your health, money, happiness, and career. So basically it says, you do your part of the work, or you do your part in the universe. What is due to come to you, rather whatever you deserve after you in respect, rather in return for that act, you will be rewarded accordingly. Okay, you don't think about your rewards. Oh, I did this, this has to come back to me. You cannot measure that, is what it's saying. It's saying there is a law. This law, there's a law of attraction, and this law, and there's a law of love and all of that. So basically it's law of attraction. So if you give, if you are very, very genuine in giving your kindness and encouragement and support and gratitude and good feeling, whatever you deserve is going to come back to you. Right? So if when we are judging others, when we are complaining about others, all we are thinking is they did not do something back to me. It is because I already measured my own giving in the first place. I had given them something, so I was expecting something back. So what the universe says is, you don't have to measure, you do your part. in this entire thing. What you deserve will obviously be given to you, and there won't be any second thoughts about it. You will get what you think. So have that trust, have that faith in the system, is what the law is saying. Give negativity to others through criticism, anger, impatience, or any bad feeling, and you will receive that negativity back, guaranteed. And as negativity comes back, it multiplies itself, attracting more negativity, which affects the rest of your life. So, like today, somebody was saying that they wanted to quit their job because the job was not great and there was politics and all of those things. So I was telling, you are basically seeing politics and issues and everything around you because of your law of attraction. You have attracted that into your life. And what have you given in return? Have you given any good feelings? Have you always constantly focused on good to be able to get that good in that company, from that company? No, they have not. So leaving that company and assuming that some other company is going to be good for me because there is politics here and some other company will not have politics is a very wrong judgment. Because the common factor between this company and the other company is you. And if you are carrying yourself from this company to the other company, obviously the same problems will happen here also. So instead, if you say, irrespective of the negatives that are happening in the company, which I've already created in the past due to law of attraction, from now on, I'm going to start focusing on the positive aspects that this company has given me. It has given me a job. It has given me this area. Okay, it has not given me HR, but it has definitely given me some finance job. So whatever the company is giving me, I need to be grateful for that. So when I'm constantly focusing on the good, the company is giving me money. Oh yeah, I'm doing work. They better pay me. No, that doesn't, as per this law, as per the laws of karma, whatever it is, it doesn't work like that. Service equal service in return to service. Okay. Money, energy will work with respect to money, energy only. There is nothing like we have made a law saying, you give me this, I will give you money. But there is no such equation in the law, in the universal law. So if you are giving them services, it is because the services were due. Like, because let's say when you are giving services to that company, let's say that company is eventually going to get a product and that product is going to serve 100 other people because you were indirectly supposed to serve those people. Okay, there is so much of a interlink in this whole karma business. So if you are asked to do your duty in that company, do your duty genuinely. Whether you get the right money or no, it is basically your judgment about how much, rather you are measuring yourself. But the money, if you have not been very good towards money, you didn't have a good feeling towards money. Every single time you got your appraisal, you were cribbing about money. You were always constantly finding faults with whatever they gave you and all of those things. Then what will happen? The appraisal that you get also will be equally bad. Although you think that you're supposed to get better than that, you will not get because of the equation that you have with respect to money, the relationship that you have with money. So in this case, in this chapter, we are not talking about people relationships all the time. We are talking about relationship you have with money, which of course, Anita has already explained, but think at a broader level. Relationship with respect to money, relationships with respect to God, relationship with respect to people, relationship with respect to objects. Am I throwing objects like this, or am I actually giving that respect that the object needs? Am I going and keeping it in one place? Am I keeping my room tidy? Am I keeping my things in order? So many such things are also relationship between. And then what about the relationship that you have, which is the body has with the soul? So all of those things are also called relationships. Okay. So every single time you need to work starting with yourself first. Yourself means you with respect to your inner divine one within yourself. And the more you are kind towards yourself, for example, when they talk about kindness, what are they saying? Let's say you had some craving somewhere and then you went and ate. And then you are going to come and say, hey, you know what? I shouldn't have eaten. I'm always like this. I don't even care about myself. I know I'm going to suffer, blah, 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 blah. See, we are already going through a lot of transition period and so much of growth we are all going through. So the body may not be, you have already trained the body to do many things in the past, but now the body is undergoing certain changes. Just because the mind suddenly wanted to do something, the body needs to get those instructions and it has to physically get into that state of frequency and all that, right? So it is going to take some time. So like, if you teach your child something, immediately the child will not learn. You'll have to give some time to constantly keep telling, and then over a period of time, they'll get into that habit, right? So like that only, when the Divine One is trying to teach you something and when it comes through experiences and you learning something, give it some time. In that period, in that transition period, for example, these days we are telling, don't be in fear and all of that, right? So for example, let me just give one concrete example. So I was, in the past, I had certain issues with certain foods and I was not eating that. And then over a period of time, I made my programming such that I don't hate any food. I'm not biased with any food. I'm not, what do you say? I'm not judging those kinds of foods. Although I'm not eating it, but I'm still not judging them or anything like that, which means I'm not harboring negative feelings in my head. So there came a situation where I had to eat rice. Okay. And there was a point in time where I had quit. But then it's me, it's my life. I'm the one who's taking the decisions. So I can break my decision at any point in time. So that is my relationship with myself. So at that time, because to honor whatever was at that time, I took a decision to go and eat. And at that time, I obviously was in gratitude that there was a teaching that I was there was a lesson that I was learning in that point, basically to see whether I'm also flexible in when something comes, am I rigid also? So it was my way of looking at things, and then I ate it also. So obviously I really did not have any problems with my body after that. In the past I used to have, but then later on, because my mind was in order, it happened. But then I still had little bit of problems. So I should be kind to my body. Yes, I'm training my body, but I'm not going to change overnight, right? I'm going to maybe change. The change may take 1 month. The change may take whatever, 20 attempts, whatever it could be. I need to be kind until I reach a certain frequency where it can physically manifest it. What does it mean? It means that I need to keep putting energy in that new belief system, in that new programming. I need to keep putting that energy. I need to continue to keep being the same state all the time. Then that will pile up some energy. And then that energy is going to manifest into my body as a new program, which is teaching my body how to be in when Smita eats rice. It may not immediately happen because in that one attempt itself, I have not gained so much of energy. So this is what is called kindness. Be kind to yourself.
It means whenever, like you have said that you ate rice and you didn't get, and you was not judgmental or you don't feel guilty, you were kind to your body. So what you want to say in this key, in the next core of the time with the coming scenario, the body will get trained that if any situation comes, Smita will not be judgmental. Whatever the situation, it will be flexible for her.
Body will not know that. I have to keep doing that.
Yes,
at some point, the body will have
flexible.
enough energy to get trained.
Okay.
But until that training happens, what will do? It will keep showing the same problems.
Okay, it means you have to train your body. No, if I eat, I will be fine. So it means in future when you eat, it will not show this such a you got na symptoms little bit, that little bit symptom will also not come.
Not come.
Okay,
But
okay.
that transition period has to be there because physical is physical. Emotional mental is emotional mental. It will take time to become physical.
with the help of mind only, we'll be in a sync, right?
So I'm saying that mind has to be in order, which means one time, let's say one time you're in sync, one time you're in gratitude or whatever. Next time again you are in fear. Next time again you went in gratitude. Next time again that shift should not keep happening. Because every time I'm in gratitude, I'm gaining, I'm putting some energy there, which means I'm actually saving energy there, so that it will eventually become physical, right? It'll get manifested, but may not be only once. No, I might need to do maybe 20 times, 10 times, 15 times. Who knows? Depending on how much my body needs to make it happen. Right? It's a programming. My nervous system, this, that, whatever has to.
Body follows mind, or body has some
body consciousness. Body also has a certain program. So, for example, let's say you are brushing your teeth. First time when your father taught you or your mother taught you to brush your teeth, you were actually very conscious of it. You did all this, right? You were actually like really aware of what was happening, mindful. But later on, as you started doing it every single day, what happened? You can close your eyes also and you can keep doing. So what does it mean? It means that that program that kept happening every single day through the mind with awareness, the body understood that this is now is happening every single day, and I can take it as a autopilot program. Autopilot program means there is no need for the mind to be involved again and again. The body can continue to keep doing that without awareness also. Understood? So like this, there are so many programs that we have where we have done so many times that the body has decided that it can become an autopilot. It includes pain response. It includes many issues that we have in our body also. Because a certain way of thinking has constantly given certain instructions to the body over a period of time with constant repeated actions.
That is why our body is in that track.
Correct. So now how do you change that? How do you change that?
We have to change the program.
We can't change the program. Did we create the program? No, we can't change. It's not easy. So what you should do, I will focus on being positive. I will focus on as if I already have the best health. So when you're already focusing on the right thing, for that, how did that become an autopilot program? For example, let's say you had to think 20 times for it to become a autopilot program. This time also, to create this new program, you have to think 20 times with the same feelings. Until then, it will not change. It will still be doing the old program only. Right? So that is what is called kindness. So give kindness to your body. Just because your mind has decided doesn't mean the body has to get executed. You need to wait. You need to wait because body takes a certain time. So be kind to your body. Don't be very, what do you say? Hey, why didn't you do it? My body is like this only, blah, blah, blah. Don't do those kinds of things. Show encouragement, show support, show gratitude. So start with yourself first. So when you start with yourself, then it will be easy for you to extend this to others. Where you are kind to yourself, you will be kind to others also. There is a saying, they say that teach a child to be kind to animals. When the child has learned to be kind to animals, that kindness will automatically reflect in being kind to self and kind to others. That's a saying. Okay. So, because a dog or a cat or something is very vulnerable for a human being. So you can do anything to those dogs and cats and all of that, right? So when you teach kindness to a little child who doesn't know anything, who's like not polluted, that act is going to get reflected everywhere. So like that, if you do it for yourself, then you will be able to do it for others also. Okay. Give negativity to others and the same thing. So if you are negative towards yourself, you will see that if you're very hard on yourself, some people are perfectionists. They're very hard on themselves. When they are hard on themselves, they'll also do the same thing to others. They're expecting perfection in others also. And when there is no perfection in others, again, there is going to be a lot of problem. They will see, which means expectations. Wherever there is expectation, there will also be a problem. They'll see sadness there because they won't be able to, those people will not be able to meet those expectations. Okay, so that is called negativity. It's not about the other person. You can tell in your relationships right now what you've been giving. If a current relationship is great, it means you are giving more love and gratitude than negativity. If a current relationship is difficult or challenging, it means that you are inadvertently giving more negativity than love. Some people think a relationship is either good or bad because of the person, because of the other person. But life doesn't happen that way. Like, for example, today, one of my clients was telling me that she did have some challenges with her spouse. But after doing gratitude and constantly seeing positivity in the other person, she's seeing now changes in the other person. Did the other person change? Technically, he has not changed. She has changed. Her approach, her view has changed. Her viewpoint, point of view has changed. You can't say to the force of love, I will give you love only when the other person gives it to me. Okay, this is a transaction. This is a business transaction. Which is what in most of our relationships we have. We don't have love. Okay, technically these books may be saying love, love, love. We don't have love. We are actually having a transactional relationship with every single person. You can't receive anything in life unless you give it.
What is transactional relationship? What did you say? Transactional.
Do you have unconditional love towards any person in your family? Which means even if they don't give you back anything, even if they give you hate back, even if they give you anything that you dislike also back, are you in the same state?
No.
Which is what I'm saying, transactional. Only if they do something, then only I'm going to like them. It has become like that. We should not be blaming each other because that is what life has become as of now. Because that kind of upbringing and all that has got lost. Our parents also did not know that. Okay, they think that is common. For example, they say that our children have to listen to their parents.
But
literally there is one song. Okay, there is a song written by our saints. Okay, our saints were also totally deluded in some points. They have literally written a song saying there should not be any kids who are not listening to parents. Literally, there is a song like that. Okay, in Kannada. So it is so much taken for granted that we have to get things back. If we are not getting things back, that relationship itself is bad. Okay, it has become like that. So, but what the law says is, you need to deposit in what you want to receive first in that relationship. Whatever you give, you receive. So it is not about the other person at all. It is all about you. It's all about what you are giving and what you are feeling. Feeling is the fuel. You may be giving the best kind of services in that relationship, but are you giving the same feeling in the relationship? So the feeling is very important because that is where the energy is getting accumulated. Points, those are like points. How many points have you deposited? How many times so much of feelings have been deposited into that relationship? So you can change any relationship right now by looking for the things you love, appreciate, and are grateful for in that person. See, there are so many times, especially in close relationships, children, husband, parents, and all that. There may be some problems that you are seeing in that relationship. Let's say some flaws that you're seeing in that other person. 1 or 2 days, if you do gratitude and appreciation, typically it will not change because these people are in that close-knit circle for a reason. They are here to give you the biggest messages of your life. They are here to give you, strong and intense ones. So just by giving 1 or 2 days of gratitude, it may not change. Sometimes it may take a month or so for you to be able to see good things in them, truly good things in them, because your habits that they, let's say the intensity of the intensity of the behavior of your, let's say your children are very, very intense. They're not at all listening to you. They're like very sort of so-called bad children. Let's say the parent is calling them bad children. They don't listen to me at all. Why did that is the extent of work that you need to do on yourself. Understand? So that if the problem is less, the intensity of the problem is less, it means that you have so much of work to do. If the intensity of problem is so much, that much of work you need to do in depositing that into that relationship, which is exactly why they are in that first circle. They are giving, their work is to constantly keep giving us that message so that we can relook and recorrect and recalibrate ourselves. So it is very important for you to keep depositing the same thing again and again and again and again over a period of time. But let's say with your neighbor, there is one such problem. 2-3 days, 1 week, if you deposit it, it will be okay. Everybody will be okay. But maybe in a husband, you might have to do it for 1 month. In children, you may have to do it for 2 months. Okay, one more extra layer. So I'm just giving it. I was just joking. So when you make deliberate effort to look for the things you love more than you notice negative things, a miracle is going to take place. It will appear to you as though something incredible has happened to the other person. But it is the force of love that is incredible because it dissolves negativity, including negativity in relationships. Technically speaking, nothing has changed in the other person. It has, you have changed. Your point of view has changed. Your point of thinking has changed. So because your focus has changed, in the same person, you are able to see good things now because you have started to make a choice. Yes, I want to see only positives in the other person. Because looking at negatives in the other person did not make you feel good, right? So yeah, why should we feel miserable all our life? I'd rather feel good in my life. So I'd rather focus only on good things and I'll focus on being good.
So,
All you
Smita, as you said that if the child is very bad and that is bothering the parents and parent has to work on themselves. So what sort of work means they have to give lots of love to the children, or what sort of work the parent has to do?
majorly issue where with parenting where it happens is expectations. You are giving them advice, you're giving them gyan and all of those things. You're asking them to do homework, you're asking them not to use gadgets, all that we are doing, right? But you can do your work as a parent, but where is your mind? Is your mind expecting them to follow? Moon, can you please go on mute? So is your mind expecting them to follow? So first you need to drop that. You can tell them 100 times. Okay, there is no problem, provided your mind is equally calm every single time you're telling them. But if you're saying 5 times and say, damn it, I've already told 5 times. Shouldn't they have listened by now? Then that is where we need to change.
Okay, it means
That
we
is the
have to
problem.
keep our mind calm at every
Mind
situation.
only, everywhere it's mind only. Is my mind in the
If
right
the
place?
child is saying bad words or throwing tantrums and all that, at that moment of time, we
Because
should.
your mind is in that space. Because your mind is restless, the child is reflecting that mind back to you. Otherwise, how will you know your mind is restless? Until they tell you that your mind is restless.
Okay.
So the entire logic about all of this is you work on yourself and leave the rest to the universe. It is going to show you results. You need to constantly keep doing. And I have seen this in my life. Okay. During the period of Corona, my second was literally out of place because of this, what is this called? Online class and all of that, right? So she's more a people person. When she was locked up in between 4 walls and she got one laptop also on top of that, she was literally like a wild animal, right? She went crazy with that laptop. And she had 2 years, she did not focus on her studies at all. It took a long time for her to literally come back. And then she was a teenager. She was not even at a place where she was listening to us. And obviously, as parents, we started off in the same approach, a typical approach we started. And then my husband was in the same mode only. So obviously I could not change it, but I knew it was my reality, and my reality was literally chaotic at that time. So I had to work on myself. I knew that I had to become rather, the only way I had to gain energy at that time was I was doing meditation, because meditation came to me at that time. What came to me at that time, obviously I'm going to grab onto that, right? So meditation came, Gita came at that time. So I started to work on those things, and I did a lot of, I used to still do pujas and those kinds of things. I mean, rather connecting with higher saints and masters and those kinds of things, right? Doing work with them rather mentally. So I did a lot of such things, which sort of stabilized my mind, and that stability eventually attracted a tutor towards her who she was able to resonate with, who took offline classes. And that actually boosted my daughter's morale and all of those things. Why? Because I was constantly working on myself. I was able to see that change getting reflected in her life. But we did go with the approach that give gyan, tell them, blah, 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 tell this is going to go wrong, that is going to go wrong, all that. It did not go anywhere. It really did not go anywhere. More than anything, we got really frustrated. My husband was literally not sleeping those days. Okay, it was really very, very chaotic. It took a long time. She has never done a homework at least with that 1-2 years. She has not done a homework. Even school had given up. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, students are stressed, so we will give up. It was very bad. And then as I kept working on myself, today she's in a state where she is only responsible. She's only taking responsibility for whatever she has to do. She may not be like the topper or anything, but still, at least I'm able to see that independence. In the past, making her do, rather we had to remind her to go and do her homework. But now we don't have to remind anything. She may not be the best, but still she's doing her job, which is definitely a step in the positive direction. So did we make her change? Even today, if you tell her anything, she'll not do. I have to work on myself all the time. She's like my biggest teacher right from the beginning. I am today, whatever I am today is because of all the challenges that I get from everywhere, family, whatever. Right? But we need to keep working on ourselves. If we don't work on ourselves, their coming in our life is a big waste. We are not learning anything from it. On top of it, we are constantly blaming them for everything. So it doesn't work at all. We can blame them for eternity, but still we'll be in the same place. Sadness. But yeah, if we take control, then it will work. This is what you can do. And especially when children are very young, you will get more time to fix yourself. Because as they get older and older, right, the problems, what do you say, the cost of fixing those problems will become more. Cost means the time or the effort that you need to put on yourself, whatever what do you say, the intensity of that problem is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. That always happens with time. When it is small and when it is young, you have time to basically work on yourself. So now is the time to not even waste one single minute of like, am I having expectations? Am I literally allowing them to grow on their own? You hardly know yourself. You want something else for your child. That is all that we can do, is give them love, give them food, give them some hugs, give them some kisses. That's it. End of story. Give them some independence, give them some trust, give them some faith. That's it. End of story. They'll somehow blossom on their own. Be around like a Mali, like a gardener. The gardener doesn't understand when the rose is going to come, how many petals there are going to be. He really doesn't know about all of that. All his job is to put manure, keep putting water, remove all the weeds, all of that he will do. That's all. Beyond that, you can't do anything. When time comes, they will just, you are just a caretaker. They are not your children at all. So never think that your children are your children. They are just with you because you came before, rather you know earthly way of life. So you need to sort of handhold them and guide them with the ways of life so that they can go on their own and become an adult. So they are never your children. They are just a caretaker. So never impose your stuff on them. Okay. I know hundreds of relationships that have been restored through the power of love, but one particular story of a woman who used love's power to restore her crumbling marriage stands out from the others because this woman had lost all love for her husband. In fact, she couldn't bear to be near him. Her husband complained every single day. He was sick all the time. He was depressed and angry and verbally abusive to her and her 4 children. When the woman learned about the power of giving love, she decided right away to feel happier despite the problems in her marriage. Immediately, the atmosphere in their home became lighter and the woman's relationships with her children got better. She then went through her photo albums looking at the photos of her husband when they first married. She took some photos and then put them on her desk to look at them every single day. And by doing this, something amazing happened. She felt the love she had first felt for her husband, and as she felt the love return, her feelings of love began to increase dramatically inside her. She reached a point where she loved her husband more than she ever had in her life. Her love became so great that her husband's depression and anger disappeared, and his health began to return. This woman went from wanting to be as far as possible from her husband to a marriage where they want to be with each other as much as possible. So here, we can clearly see that she changed. You cannot teach somebody else to change. It's impossible because they are like a constant in a mathematics world. They are a constant. Only the person in question is a variable. So she did all of those things. She put so much of conscious effort to making herself feel the love in that relationship. In that period, he may not have been the best husband, but she had her version of husband inside her own head, right? So she was enjoying in her head. So that is what is more important. Am I in the right place in my head? So if I am giving the right feelings in my head, then irrespective of whether it is happening in the outside or no, it will eventually happen in the outside also. It takes slight amount of time, but you need to consistently be doing that. Love means freedom. Now, here is a tricky bit with giving love in relationships, and it's the one thing that has prevented many from receiving the life they deserve. It's only tricky because people have misunderstood what it means to give love to others. To be very clear about what it means to give love to others, you need to understand what it means not to give love to others. Okay, so obviously you need to understand both the sides of the equation. You need to understand what it is to not give love or give love. So in the previous example, when she was constantly focusing on him being abusive, him being an alcoholic, him being a very sick person, not very appealing and all of that, she was not giving love to him or that character. Now, when she chose to say, oh, I'm going to give love to that character, it means that she's going to focus on good things about that character. Then why did she even choose to give love? Because she was feeling miserable in the other state. She was feeling miserable in not giving love. So then she focused on giving love and then she felt better. The focus here is to want to feel better. That desire to want to feel better should be there. Then you will take action towards that direction. Trying to change another person is not giving love. Thinking you know what's the best for the other person is not giving love. Thinking you are right and the other person is wrong is not giving love. Criticizing, blaming, complaining, nagging, or finding fault with the other person is not giving love. Hate is not conquered by hate. Hate is conquered by love. That is a law. That is a law eternal. Gautama Buddha has told that. Okay. So when you think that I know what the other person wants, I know what the other person deserves, I know when the other person, when he will succeed, what is the definition of success for the other person, only if he studies this, he'll be okay. All that is our construct. It is in our mind. But at that time, we need to understand that, oh, I'm actually restricting. I'm basically resisting this whole thing about them. In this relationship, I'm trying to control things the way it has to be based on my feeling of right and wrong. So when we need to stop doing that, I want to share a story. I received that demonstrates the care we must take in our relationships. A man's wife had left him and he'd taken their children with her. The man was devastated. He blamed his wife and he refused to accept her decision. He continued to contact her, determined to do everything he could to change her mind. He may have thought he was acting out of love for his wife and family, but his actions were not loving. He was trying to change her mind. Okay, so it did not work. He blamed his wife for their marriage ending. He believed that she was wrong and he was right. He refused to accept his wife's decision to choose for herself. Because he would not stop contacting his wife, he was arrested and sentenced to jail. The man eventually realized that he was not giving love when he denied his wife for her freedom to choose whatever she wanted. And then he lost his freedom as a result. The law of attraction is the law of love and you cannot break it. If you violate it, you will break yourself. Okay, so here he was trying to bother her, and then eventually his freedom was also cut off. I'm sharing this story because the ending of an intimate relationship is very challenging for some people. You cannot deny someone else's right to choose what they want because that is not giving love. So, for example, I was seeing this movie called Jab We Met. In that Jab We Met movie, that hero's mother, right? They'll be like a huge businessman and all that, right? So, and then his mother would have fallen in love with somebody else, and then she would have broken the relationship with her father, and she would have gone. So, because of that, the father would have denied her entry into the company itself, although she was equally contributing to the company. Then later on, and the son also will be giving the same treatment to the mother. But then later on, after he meets Kareena Kapoor and all that, he understands, oh yeah, what is love and all those things. And then he is able to understand that, oh, my mother and my father did not have a great relationship. So it is wise for me to respect that she made this choice to go and then find love with somebody else. And then but that lady is still my mother. And then he allows her into the company and all of those things and all happen. So basically here also, she wanted to do something else and then she anyway did. So you should respect her freedom, whatever. Of course, in this case, they are talking about freedom and other things. In the previous case, they spoke about she changing into love and all that. So there are different aspects that they're discussing here. I'm sharing the story because, you cannot deny somebody else's right to choose what they want because that is not giving love. It is a better pill to swallow when your heart is breaking, but you must respect everyone's freedom and right to choose. What you give to another person, you will receive yourself. And when you deny another person's freedom to choose, you will attract negative things that deny your own freedom. I mean, these are so subtle, we will not even be able to understand whether we are actually following conditioned beliefs or we are able to recognize that and apply this new learning. But what I say is whatever comes to your awareness, you do. Whatever does not come to your awareness, you obviously have no control over it. You will still be following your old habits. Over time, you will gain enough energy and there also awareness will come. Maybe the flow of money to you decreases, or your health weakens, or your job takes a downturn, because all of these things will affect your freedom. There is no other person for the law of attraction. What you give out to others, you give to yourself. So, which is what we are talking about, right? So there is like Pooja, you were asking, what if there is some injustice going on in the world? How do we react to that? How do we respond to that? Whatever, right? So injustice happening to the world, and if somebody is hitting somebody, there is a rape going on in front of you and all that, you go act and then help the victim and help the parties, right? But at the same time, you should understand that you have attracted that into your relationship, into your reality for whatever reason. We can't give so many, the answers to so many whys may not come to you. But at least at that time also, you can only say, okay, fine, whatever is happening for the right reasons. The person who became a victim this time may have done the same thing in some other life to the other person, and they are just giving each other experiences this time, so that they can understand as a human what it is as a rape victim, as a rape perpetrator. So we can't really judge and understand and say, I'm going to take this side or that side or whatever. But you do your duty. Yes, you believe that people have to be saved in such an act, so go save. But then is your mind in the right place? So why we attract certain things in our life, it's very difficult to say, because it's a sum total of many lives, many ignorant times that we did. But at least now, when we are at least thinking that I'm going to give love, I'm going to choose to focus only on positive things in the other person. So just keep doing that. Okay, thankfully I came. Thankfully, maybe the girl was alive. The girl is still alive. So many positive things you can look from that in that situation, and you can constantly keep giving love to yourself. Because in your head, that feeling should come to your mind. That is very important. Whether you tell them some words or no, it really doesn't matter. In your mind, are you giving love? That is very important. Anyway, because that is not giving love either. Allowing another person to use you doesn't help that person. It surely doesn't help you. Love is tough. And we learn and grow through its law. And as part of that learning, we experience consequences. So it is not love to allow another person to abuse or use you also. See, because sometimes learning to understand yourself and stand for yourself and protect yourself, or basically being there for yourself, if that is a learning that you have to do, then the only problem that has to come, that you have to learn from, is when people are walking all over you. Then you will get some amount of josh at some point in time and say, no, I'm going to stand up for myself and I'm going to make this decision which is right for me. So like that, there are so many lessons that we have to learn in our life, and the problem that comes in front of us is according to that. So always the learning is ourselves only. The answer is get yourself onto the highest frequency of good feelings that you can get, and the force of love will resolve the situations for you. So which is what? You don't have to understand what is right, what is wrong and all that. That awareness has to come inside you, right? To understand, yes, now this is what I am going to do. That this is what I am going to do will not come to everybody. It will come to that person who has chosen to be in the highest frequency, which is what the law is saying. The law is saying, if you think that intellectually you have to solve the world problems that are happening to you, you will never succeed. Instead, you do what is easy for you, which is to feel good. But what has to come to your mind in terms of awareness, this is what I have to do. That is not something that I have to do. All that will come to you if you are in that frequency. Okay, so always get yourself onto the highest frequency of good feelings, and the force of love will resolve the situations for you. It means automatically you will also be a part of it. You may also be taking some decisions in it. Somebody else also may be taking some decisions in it. Somebody else, some 5 different parties from different parts of the world also may be taking decisions for it. But that force of love, or the law of attraction, is going to resolve that situation for you by making people contribute to that thing in certain different ways. which you cannot control intellectually. So whenever anyone has offended me, I try to raise my soul so high that the offense cannot reach it. Which is so true, right? It is going to affect me when I'm in that low frequency of anger, irritation, frustration. All of that is in the lower frequency. If my frequency is there, I will obviously be choosing one of those emotions only. But will it help anybody? No, I will never feel good. So what should I do? Even if negative things are happening to me as experiences, I will choose to go to the higher state so that I will not feel bad at all for whatever it is. I may be in the right place to say, hey, watch your language. Don't speak like this. But whatever it is, I may go and tell them something, but it has not affected me in my mind. I'm not depressed. I'm not feeling bad about it. But I definitely did the right thing by saying, watch your language. Don't offend me like this. I'll feel bad, whatever it is. So this is what is very important. You will be in the right situations to take the right actions. You'll be in the right position to take the right decisions and actions. Okay, we'll just quickly do secret one, daily teachings. Take a moment to think about all that nature gives you every single day so that you can live. And yet nature never asks for anything in return. That is true giving. So are we living like this in our relationships? Are we living like nature in every single day in our relationships, where we are never asking for anything in return, but we are just giving and giving? We are not doing that at all, which means we are never following the law of love, which is exactly why we don't get the whatever we expect also. We are expecting 100% back, but we are not even giving proper 50%. So nature is around us, teaching us exactly what we have to learn. See, take this bottle. It is giving us water every single day when we lift, it's giving us water. And it is not expecting anything in return. Tomorrow I throw it into the dustbin also, it is not going to complain. Take a tree for that matter. Its entire life is meant to serve somebody else. Animals also, for that matter, they are so kind, like dogs and cats, pets and all that, right? So they are very kind. And animals in the wild also, they don't harm you unless you harm them. And they're trying to defend themselves, that's all. They are not really trying to bite you or there is no vengeance. So much nature is giving us every single day. And the food, every single food that is coming to you because you are in that certain frequency. Every single frequency foods are serving you because you are in that frequency. Tomorrow you leave that frequency and you go to some other frequency, some other food is going to serve you. So they are not questioning and saying, hey, why are you coming to us? So far you were only going to that frequency and eating that food. Now suddenly you are thinking about apple. Apples are not complaining like that at all. And we go around bad mouthing other foods also, right? But those foods are also not complaining. So like this, there is so much to learn from nature. Sun is the ultimate provider on the planet Earth. Ultimate. Yes, it's so ultimate that today we may be depending on food, in general food. In the past, we were depending on animals as food. Then we depended on animal fluids as food. Like, we are not killing the animal, but we are taking something from the animal. Okay, that is next level. Then we are not depending on animals at all. Initially non-vegetarian, then vegetarian, then vegan. In vegan, we are eating all plant-based foods and we are killing that foods. Then we go to the next level where we are not killing any foods, but we are still eating foods. Then we go to the next level and say we are eating only fruits because that is only what we can eat. Then we will go to juices. Juices are the next level where we are taking only liquids. Liquid is the next level. But there also we are depending on them. But there will come a time when we are not depending on anything in nature and we are depending only on the sun for our primary nutrition. So that is the ultimate. At least in these levels, that is the ultimate, depending on the sun. And there won't be any dependency on plants. There won't be any dependency on animals. There won't be any pathogens. There won't be any predators. Nothing is going to harm anything else. Everything will be in order. Everything will just be by themselves. Nobody is depending on anybody else. So all the scavengers won't be there. Because scavengers are only hunting. Carnivores will not be there. Basically something depending on something else will not be there over a period of time. Because sun is going to provide all that. So these are some things that is called true giving. Okay, so we'll stop here and I'll take some sharings.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said you were telling these steps, like you said we should give love to initially what we do, we give love to others, and what should be our first step is we should love to ourselves first, right?
What I was saying was, initially we are having this business transaction kind of mentality. Have you seen your grandmothers and grandfathers and all that? In their younger age, the grandmothers used to be constantly in the kitchen, right? There used to be so much of service-oriented mentality. There was no expectation back in that service-oriented mentality. Have you seen such people?
Yes.
Right? There was no expectation back from that relationship. It was just serving. Yes, this is my children. I need to serve them. This is my husband. I need to serve him. That, and let's say to the family, the husband was, I need to bring food to the table. Right? There was always a sense of doing something for the other person because there's a relationship. That is the first level. It's a very rudimentary level. It's a very basic level.
That should be the first one, or loving ourselves should be the first one? That
loving ourselves and all will slow, as you slowly become a human being level kind of person, then that self will come. Before that, there is no self. Before that,
like
in the animal kingdom also there is before that self comes, there is always a sense of loyalty, service towards the other person. There is no expectation there. You are just doing. But once that sense of ego comes, right? Then only all of the other things will start. Dynamics will start.
Yes, true.
Okay, when that ego comes, when the dynamic starts, the focus should always be self. Fixing self. Working on self. Then you'll be able to rather get things in order. Even in the relationship.
That's what I'm telling you, Shushmita, ki like initially we focus on others, giving love to others. If from the very initial
we are not giving love to others. There is no love in that relationship. Animals are giving love. No, they just it is like like for example, the way babies have towards mother and mother has towards babies. It is a very programmed. It is a very programmed thing. Like what do you say? Second nature kind of thing. It is by nature. It's law. It's like you don't have to teach that thing to anybody. It is by default there.
Yes.
Like animal instinct. They say, instinct. These are all instincts. There is no ego in that relationship. It is just being done. There is no ego. Where ego comes, even we have animalistic instincts within us, right? Right? At that, if we were purely like animals, we would have definitely taken care of our children. Whether they listen to you, they don't listen to you, you are just very happy. You are still feeding them, all that. There is no expectations at all. But when the problems will start, only when you slowly become a human being. With animalistic, some instincts, but then yeah, little bit of human thing will start. So their ego comes. So there, the way to address problems that come because of ego in relationships is by working on self. Because you cannot fix the other person. It started because of your ego, no? So reduce the ego.
Yes. True. Thank you. Oh, but I have many questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm a student. I always focus on my thoughts and my actions and my words. I always try to do that, but still, there are few uh, incidents, or not few incidents, I would say. Daily something happens that we have to shout, or because the children's are many, I have to deal with many classes daily, and there are multiple children's. So sometimes we have to shout, sometimes we have to show anger. How can we control such type of situations?
See, like I was talking in the spiritual group also, it is never about actions. You can shout, you can be angry. All of that is okay. But what are you in your mind? Are you equally frustrated?
Yes, of course not.
So that is very important. If you are very calm in your mind saying, "Arey, bacche to bacche hi hote hai," types, if you are like that, but then just to get their attention, you are like shouting and saying, "Hey, gayo," whatever. That the children will actually be very nice and kind to you and loyal and all that. It is all about your mind. How disturbed are you at that time?
Okay. Or can we also create our aura in the way like instead of shouting, if we are looking at the children, they will become quiet, or they will start, they will pay attention. Is it also possible?
You should drop your expectations first, that they should do all that. Otherwise, where is your learning? They are showing you what you don't have. So you need to work on that. And constantly, we are all work in progress on it. But what I would say is constantly give gratitude for whatever they are giving you on a daily basis. Because of them, you are learning something. And it's not easy to be a teacher. We struggle to be a mother to two children. And it's not easy to be mother of so many children.
Yes. One more thing. Of course, we have to work on ourselves first.
See if you can teach meditation to children. Give beginning of the class, give 5 minutes and then start making them sit in silence. Try. I mean, this will happen over a period of time when you are in control of your mind, and then all the children are listening to you. If they're distracted during that meditation, it's okay. But if you start making it a slow, some habit without any expectations again, tell them, close your eye, you know that Anapanasati, right? So just slowly bring that habit, make them sit and focus on their breath for 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes will do.
I will
their internal strength will improve, that internal calm, they will become calm inside. Because that mind will slowly rest over a period of time, and that automatically will start. Plus, you will also become a lot more, you'll learn a lot majorly, because you'll tell them to do something, but they may not follow. Many people may not follow. Many people may open their eyes. Many people may not even join their whatever hands. Many distracted kids will be there. But how patient are you? Whether they do or no, generically give that thing. Whoever will follow. Why didn't you follow? All that you will not do. It is like an optional thing. Whoever follows.
Should I also do along with them, or should I watch them? Because
you do along with them. Initially, you show them like this and then you do along with them.
Okay. Because of
You
course,
can
if they
put
will
on some
feel good,
music in your thing, or you can, you can put some music. You can take your principal's permission and say, can I put some 5 minutes of music, and you can do.
yes, I do. He knows I teach Gita also. I teach them whatever I want. I have told them Ashtanga Yoga also because I have done diploma in that too. So I'll tell them Yogi Kahar. So yes, I keep on
Yeah.
telling these new things.
So like that,
Okay.
slowly bring that. See, you are not teaching them, you are teaching yourself actually.
True.
Okay, the only when you open your mouth, you'll teach yourself.
True. One more thing, Smita. Of course, we have to work on ourselves first. But if we feel that we have a very good relationship in a family among family members, and if we see that some person of a family has some mind issues of blaming, complaining, getting angry, finding out the faults in others, not in relationship. I'm talking about outside the family. Then should we tell them that this is not the way, or should we correct?
You went off on mute, I think. You went off on mute. See, if you correct them, they may not change. Usually, if a person is not aligned with you, he may not change. But that constant complaining, are they doing to you or they're doing to somebody else? That is also there. If they're doing to somebody else, then obviously you don't have a choice to go interfere there. But you might be getting irritated to hear that. That is why you need to work on.
No, not irritated. But I feel bad because I love that person a lot and I really want him to change.
He may need
I
that,
want
yeah.
mental
He
peace. I
may
want
need that blaming, complaining, and all of those things. He may need that as a part of his growth. You have changed. You are in 10th class or something. He's still in 5th standard. He needs to go through all that growth. Who are we to change them?
So how should I react?
Because he has to tell that, and then he has to create something in as per law. Rather, he has to do some creations. Then that creation has to come and bother him sometime in his life. Then he has to learn from that. There is a cycle in this whole.
So I should be just like an observer.
Just be an observer. Just be an observer and see. Oh yeah, I'm attracting all these things in my thing, which means thoda bahut I need to work on my own investment. So do gratitude for that person. Thank you for showing me that even I still have this energy in myself. And see positives within her. She may be blaming, complaining, but then she has other positives. No, see other positives within her so that you'll stop focusing on her other blame game, complaining and all that. Because you choose to focus on that, you're seeing that. So choose to focus on something else.
Okay. Acha, one more thing. You said you did meditation before, then you did Gita as well. The same thing has happened with me. I've done yoga also. I was not doing meditation that time, of course not. Then Gita came, and then you came. What did you do to work on your mind? Because I also realized after some time I have to work on my mind rather than the diet. I have to work on my mind. So I also want to improve my mind a lot because when I listen to you, Smita, I feel so much connected. And I also want that knowledge, and I also want to do the things which you have done. So just I'm asking you.
See,
Please.
whatever you are seeing, you should believe that you already have it.
Okay.
Like for your situations, it may show different results at different points in time. What you see may not be a true reflection of, because don't know my relationships, my children, where I'm still a work in progress. You don't know all that. You may think I'm a perfect person. I may still not be a perfect person. Because
I'm
I
asking about courses. You said you connected with your master's. Super
no,
cool.
I just said that, let's say, for example, I would have done Hanuman Chalisa. It's not like I went and spoke to Hanuman or something. I just said I may have done Anushtrasan on Hanuman Chalisa. I may have done an Anushtrasan by doing Ramcharitmanas or something like that. So basically, it was me connecting with those deities or whatever, my feeling with whatever, oh, I'm connecting with them, so seva kar rahi hu, not to expect anything in return, but to improve myself, improve my whatever discipline and those kinds of things. So it is that ultimately, how whatever you're learning, but then you have to implement that. That is what is growth. And for me, I have constantly focused on implementing what I learned, because I always thought that whatever's coming in front of me, I have to implement. And plus,
Okay.
I thankfully had so many clients also to implement. So they were also my teachers. For example, if you have come to me, you are a version of me from my past. So there may be some things that I may think, okay, what should I learn? What should I learn from here? For example, if you have complained about your bowel movements or something, I may have to choose to thank my bowels for them working now. I don't know. I have my own version of rather getting it as a lesson. But yeah, over a period of time, we have to see what is a lesson for me. And then, like they said in one chapter, right? And the law of attraction is the law of love is going to take care of those things for you. I told that example about 5 different people in 5 different parts of the world coming together and then helping you resolve your problem. Because you chose to be at that frequency, things will come together. So you choose to be at that frequency, whatever has to come to you, whether it is knowledge, whether it is awareness, whether it is decision-making skills, whatever, it will come to you. You can't be like somebody else. You are unique.
Okay.
We have to be very happy with whoever we are currently. See, I can look at, let's say, my own Gita teachers and say, wow, so beautiful. I wish I can be like my Gita teacher. I can think like that, right? But she may have done a lot of sadhana in her other, she may have known, let's say, Upanishad, she may have known Raja Yoga, she may have done this, she may have done that. So the sum total of all that is getting reflected as a teacher.
Yes, that's what I was asking. Ki what else? Sorry.
The same thing. I have done pranic healing. Things have come from pranic healing, some Kundalini yoga sessions, and so many books and so many clients. And while helping them, so much of awareness would have come. So, like since 2014, I'm working with somebody or the other. So through them, so much of messages and
particularly for that mind, like you speak
mind,
right
from 2012, my own illness has taught me to become more surrendered, because I had nobody else to go. I had to depend on myself and I wanted to live. So the only way was to do whatever comes to my head. So whatever coming to my head, and I had no sense of whether this is right or wrong, because nothing was there to compare for me. You think something is wrong because you're comparing it with somebody else, something else. There was no sense of comparison. I did not know the word vegan also at that time. I did not know it existed. 2 years, I was following it. I did not know the word existed also. So it was a very unknown path. And like that, mind training has happened in my life. Maybe it was just a soul plan to be alone, independent, and lead. If I have to be like a person now independently helping somebody, it is because my connection with myself has become strong through my own experiences. You need to trust yourself and have faith in what comes through. Then only mind connection will improve. Then body connection, everything will happen.
One
Okay.
more. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is the mother's love unconditional?
Sometimes I don't think it's unconditional, because sometimes the mother wants the baby to be very cute. Sometimes the mother wants the baby to be a boy. She wants it to be a girl. So if there is a lot of such conditions attached, then it is no longer that kind of thing. If it doesn't allow her to sleep, if she's irritated, if she's frustrated, then there is no unconditional love there. It's a very high state. Being like Mother Earth is a very high state. Being like a tree is a very high state. Being like the sun is a very high state. We cannot get there as humans so easily. We have to be able to connect to ourselves in that state. Unconditionally accept yourself to be in all states. Then only that habit is going to come. Okay. Thank you. Any other question? Or we can...
Smita, I had one question.
Huh?
Yeah. Smita, if certain person has certain views, matlab she has her certain rules and she want to live with that rules, but due to her lifestyle or her view are not appreciated by others, or if the other person is not supporting it, if he get disturbed by my lifestyle, so should I change my way of living for him, or what should I oppose? Like if say I am vegan, and if I decided that I should not touch ghee and all this at my home, but if you want to consume, you can consume, but I will not touch and offer to you. But the person says, no, as a family, you have to serve also, because every time you can't deny it. And my view is like that, if I don't want to touch and I don't want. And if
What is this touching all about?
I'm just
why
saying,
don't you want to touch? Is it because it's poisonous? Is it because it's
due to
cruel? What is it?
Means if I get the knowledge, no, it is not ethical. If you are vegan, you should also not touch it and don't serve to others. If you are not consuming, it's fine, but also not to serve others. If that comes in my mind, and if that is creating disturbance, so should I change? Should I become flexible and be calm in my mind, or should I oppose it? No, should I become rigid at that moment of time?
I personally think you are being rigid. So you can check here it's very difficult to say whether you're right or wrong, and each person has a way of thinking. I have also been a vegan, and my entire extended family is not a vegan. And when I became a vegan, my husband was not a vegan. My children were not vegan. Only 2 years down the lane, they became vegan. 3 years down the lane, my husband became vegan. But did that mean that I did not serve them? I served them because I believed that I wanted to be a vegan for myself. It did not affect my choices of, giving it to them. If they want to eat and if they want to live like that, who are we to stop it? And as a mother, if you say, I will not feed you all of these things, at the same time, you don't have control over their choices also, right? They still want to eat. What will you do?
So it means
you don't have control over making them change, then you don't have control over saying, I will not be a mother in certain areas of your life also.
So at the time of offering also, we should not be judgmental and we should not create fear in our mind also.
Yeah, why? See, who is creating this belief that if I touch it, then I will get karma? It is your own belief. Who knows who gets what karma? It is all about the mind. Is my mind in the state of my soul, or is my mind being very judgmental? That is what is wrong. See, when we judge, like I told you in this thing, right? We are also not, ideally, we human beings are not even meant to have food, plant-based food. We are also feeding them, right? Feeding them. Tomorrow, let's say when you become a fruitarian, example, then when somebody tells you eating rice is also karma, then what will you do? Will you say, I will not touch rice also? It's the same logic, right? Something is inferior and I have left that inferior thing from my life. So, and I will not feed you that inferior thing also means that is your choice. So you need to work on your choices. If that choice is not helping you be happy in your life, you need to question that choice. If their choice is not making me feel comfortable with my family, I will question that choice and I will work on that. I will modify that choice to ensure that it suits me to at least give me some amount of happiness. So what I would do is I would definitely serve whatever they want, and I will definitely not eat it because that is my choice. Who are we to judge what they are eating? You became a vegan because something happened in your life and then you wanted to go become a vegan. Did that happen in their life? But what law of attraction is saying is, law of love is saying is, show love to them, irrespective of who they are. Then the law of attraction and the law of love is going to bring certain conditions in your life, even in your relationships, even in other areas, which is going to be more helpful to you, more aligned with you. How did other people change? In that husband, somebody changed, my daughter changed, so many things changed. How did all that changes happen? Because we were in a different, we chose to be in a higher place. If you are in the place of judgment, obviously you will get similar situations back. Go to a place of gratitude, irrespective of what is happening in your life. Be grateful for whatever they are already doing and following. Then whatever is supposed to come is going to come. So always work on yourself. If something is not giving you a great feeling, question what is happening in your life, what kind of rigidity you have in your life. So then whatever is a solution will automatically come through. If you don't even understand what you have to do, first get to raise your frequency. Then that awareness will come. Then in that awareness, you can take the right decisions, whatever is suitable for you. Because what Smita says may not be the right decision for you. What comes from inside you only is your right decision. And that will come provided you are in that high state of frequency.
Okay, Smita, got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Bindu? Okay, last question. Okay. Yes, Bindu?
Yes, Smita. Thank you, Smita. Smita, I wanted to continue with the question that Munmoon had asked. Like, she asked, like, there is a person who is very near and they love her and all those things, but she has a issue of complaining and all those things. And you said, like, we are seeing that because we are attracting that. I understand that is the law of attraction and all those things.
Which means we were like that person in some life.
Yes,
so that person is coming and showing that be acceptable to such people in your life. Don't judge them.
If that person is not just like that to you, but is like that to everybody in her life.
So what? You are the one who's seeing everything. So it's your own creation again.
Okay. So it is, we needn't advise that person, like, we are changing, we are in the transition, we are changing, all those things are happening. But shouldn't we advise them or just tell them, not an advice like what complaining you're doing, it is your karma which is going to come back to you. It will happen, it will affect them also, no? It is you, me, everything is one. That concept I'm able to understand. But now, when I see that person going through, because of her complaining, she's going through a lot of problems in her life.
How do you know they are going through a lot of problems because of their what you are seeing?
She tells me, no. She tells me.
Do you know a sum total of all that lives that they've led and all that?
No.
What do you know about yourself to be so confident about them? How much do you know yourself? How much are you in your soul state?
Yeah, that is far away.
Yeah. So you are not in that position to judge anybody. That whether they, even if you see a beggar, you don't know whether that person deserves it or whether he should not be in that state. That's why we're saying don't pity anybody. Allow them to be whoever they are. You be grateful for what you have.
Okay. So So we shouldn't
If
tell
you're seeing
anything
a
to
very
that
sick
person.
person, if you're seeing a very sick person in your reality, you need to raise your frequency. Because in that level, step 1, you're seeing sick people. The same person may not be sick in step 3. You go to step 3, no? Why are you asking them to change? You want a change, you change your frequency.
Yeah, say what you say is like I understand, but yeah, I do I do change. I have changed. I have changed a lot in my immediate circle. People also have seen the changes in me. I the law of attraction thing, that law of love. Now that if I with my four close family members itself, when I am sending love, I give gratitude to them and all those things. I am more peaceful now. I see them also more peaceful. As you read out in this chapter, that how the wife gave love to her husband, and she saw only the love in him, and she got back. So that is happening to me at present with my immediate family.
So what was your question?
So it's the other person who is not with me. Like it's my mom. It's my mom. She always complains. She's been like that from day one, I remember.
If see Bindu, while you are living with her, obviously you have not done a lot of seeing good in her, right? Then also you know that she was complaining.
No,
Also she's
now
complaining.
that I'm thinking back, I'm seeing that all those things. At that time, it was not. We were not aware of all those things. Now, what you
Accept them the way they are. No, let her be whoever she is. If
but
she is
because of it,
bothering
she's
you in the
suffering a
phone,
lot in her life.
see if
Nobody
she
is
is
accepting her. Everybody is ill-treating her. Like those things are happening. See, she's not living with me.
see if
But
she's not,
we have a
bless them.
conversation.
No. How much are you blessing her in a day? Continue to keep blessing. If that is not enough and you're still seeing, keep blessing, keep blessing, keep blessing. That's all. But please don't expect them to change because you're blessing. When whatever has to happen, whenever it has to happen, it is whatever
That is
will
also
happen.
there. I'm not expecting anything towards me, but I wanted her. So I don't know this is also right or wrong. That's why I'm asking.
There is
I
no
wanted
right or
her
wrong, but
to
what
return.
the law says is wherever you have attachment, there is always a disappointment.
I have asked her to start writing gratitude. She's doing it now. I don't know how earnestly she's doing it, but she's doing it. I have seen her write also. Past 2 days she was
So
unwell.
you write
So when-
gratitude. Oh, thank God she's writing
Yes,
gratitude.
Yes, I'm writing. I'm writing daily. I'm writing for that also. She has agreed to write. She has understood what I have told. I have written all those things and given gratitude also. She's also started writing. I don't know how. Yeah, it's a long way for her, a long way for me also. So in this situation also, I don't have the. I shouldn't tell her like what you're doing is right or wrong. I shouldn't be telling her like that.
Even if you tell, you'll eventually realize that telling is a waste, which is what I'm trying to
that
tell.
is there. I have come to know that, but out of love, I want to her not to suffer. I keep telling her.
But what
expecting-
I would say is, if to children, you can tell and not expect. If you think that your mother is in a position to listen to you and she wants to, if she wants you to tell something, if she seeks advice from you, then tell. But doesn't mean that she should follow whatever you're saying.
Yeah, that is there. But that's what I want. You see, if we're going to change this lifetime, also we don't know. It might, as you said, these baggages are from how many ages, how many lifetimes, we don't know. So her karma, whatever it is, she has attracted. Now she is going to go through all those things, and then only it will be dissolved. That we don't know.
Technically speaking, Bindu,
However,
you cannot discuss about her karma majorly because you are seeing yourself only in her.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are only going to talk about your karma, that's all.
So whatever she is doing, like I can tell her, right? Like I get now that I told her
See,
to write.
technically speaking, you are trying to change yourself. So you'd rather fix your current Bindu.
Yes.
So
No.
don't.
What I'm asking is, see, if I tell her that write gratitude, you stop complaining. That is going to come back to you as 10 complaints. Your gratitude will decrease. All those things I can tell her, right?
you can tell her, just have no expectations. That's it.
Yeah, the intention is like, let her at least be at peace, at least at this age, let her realize and let her be at peace. That I
Drop
don't know
that
when it will come.
expectation. Drop that
Okay.
expectation.
Okay, I just have to tell her, that's all.
You
Not
just tell her out of
expecting.
well-wishing, that's all.
Yeah,
Oh, this will change,
well-wishing,
that
I
will
have to
change,
tell.
all that is expectation.
Okay.
We don't do gratitude to get something good. Doing gratitude is it's our original nature, which we have forgotten. We are trying to go back to our original nature. We are not trying to fix some problems in our life, and then we are not doing gratitude for that. We are doing gratitude so that we can go back to our original state, soul state, which is pure
Okay.
love and pure gratitude and all of that. We are
Okay.
just going back to the center. We are going back to who we truly are. That's all. In the process of going back to who we are truly, whatever changes will get reflected, will get reflected.
Yes.
That's all. So here there is no doing gratitude for a certain reason. It is because the book might tell all that and all that, but ultimately that is our true nature. So don't have expectations.
I can just
has to
suggest
happen,
her
will happen.
because now what we are doing, like giving gratitude or all those things, okay, we can just suggest all those things to her and just leave the expectation and expectation part.
Mhm.
So I have to be in that mindset when I tell her.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
iPhone, you had a question? Who's this?
Yeah, it's me, Smita Sangeeta.
Sangeeta?
Do you have time?
Yeah, sure.
Smita, one thing which I was facing was
Dr. Sangeeta,
a
is it?
clarity. Yes, Sangeeta Sanghi.
Oh, Sangeeta Sanghi. Okay. Sancheti.
Okay. Sanghi for you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sanghi. Okay, got it. Got it.
So one thing which I wanted to clarify is, Smita, what do you do? How do you respond to an anger situation? Samne wala, he's like blah blah blah, bahut gussa kar raha hai. You keep quiet. You don't want to flare the argument more, and they say he says ki nahi, you're not responding. If I'm quiet, even then he's angry. If I speak something before I complete, even then he's angry. It is like a non-stop fight, goes on for hours. It is 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, like that. How to face such situations, how to conclude them, how to come out of such situations. And after that also, suppose I like after some time, say morning mein hua, evening I'm normal, or next day I just try to forgive him, it's okay, he's just I'm talking about my son, so it's okay, he was frustrated, so he spoke to me like that. I tried to
He
be
was
normal.
frustrated. He was supposed to give me, and I understood what I have to learn from whatever message he gave.
Yes, these days I have even started writing it that way. Thank you for the learning you give me every time you get angry, so that I can improve myself, understand you better.
What I would do in such a situation is, maybe I would generally find reasons to be grateful and try to keep focusing on myself and calm down. Even if I have to respond, I'll respond with some amount of stability. And drop all expectations that they are not very happy with my calmness, and all of that is also our own thinking, that they are not happy and things like that. So I would say that you just keep doing, if you are able to remain calm in that situation, and even though he's angry for multiple reasons, just leave it. Over time, again keep working. That intensity of anger might reduce over a period of time, because there's a whole lot of giving to do. And when you're forgiving that person, you still think he's wrong and you're trying to forgive him. Don't do that. Instead of that, try to be grateful.
Okay.
Look get to a state of gratitude in your mind.
Okay.
Forgiving will not help, because You know what is forgiveness? It means that whatever that person did,
Yes.
it is, you are not affected by it at all.
Okay.
Next time when he does it, you're not going to show that same reaction at all. Once we forgive, it has to continue, that same state has to continue. But we don't tend to do that. No, next time again, we are again trying to forgive, again we are trying to forgive, again we are trying to forgive, which means that forgiveness has lost its meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So get to gratitude, get to the state of gratitude.
Okay.
He's doing you a favor by being your VVGP.
Sorry, I didn't get you. He is doing me a favor by?
He's doing you a favor by being a person who's giving you that karmic imprints. He's showing you what you have to, rather he is a person who's giving you your karma, right? He's delivering your karma to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to be grateful for all the things that are happening around you. In some way or the other, it is a lesson for you only.
Okay.
Like I said, like I was telling Moon and all of those people, get to a higher frequency. What you have to do will come from within you only. Maybe you can keep chanting or whatever it is. But basically what I would say is, irrespective of what you do, be connected to that person with love. Where there is fear, where there is anger, there's a whole lot of negativity, right? So you be that light in that moment. You be constantly in that light. How that light will reflect, how much it will affect and all, we don't know. Over a period of time, the darkness will start reducing. You focus on yourself.
That is going to be mental love only, because my
mental only. Everything is your mental only. Everything is mental only.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that as much as I can. I'm doing that every day.
It might not happen overnight. It might see the reason he's your son with so much of ups and downs is for a reason. So there's a lot of giving to happen in that relationship.
But Smita, one thing I wanted to clarify. Suppose when he is arguing, like वो जिस frequency से, जिस loudness से बोलता है, I always tell him to आराम से बोल, calm down. Let me understand what your problem areas are. Let's talk peacefully. Let's sit down and talk. But like again, blah blah. So should I be calm that time? Should I be quiet? Like
has he changed?
My quietness.
Asking him to reduce and all that, has he really changed?
Sometimes I feel and sometimes I don't.
No.
Like that.
Has he reduced his volume and all that at the time?
Usually he starts with a low note and then it goes higher and higher.
But at that time when you ask him to reduce, will he reduce?
No.
Then why to tell? You know, he's anyway not going to follow. So, usko accept. See, first is accept people the way they are. Then solution will automatically be coming. Acceptance is 50% of solution of the problem. Are we in acceptance of whoever we are? Yes, he's a XYZ person. Have we accepted that totally? Acceptance means that we are not going to change it.
Yeah, we cannot change him. Yeah.
That is helplessness. I'm saying,
yes,
I'm comfortable with the way he is. Yes, jo bhi uske consequence se hoga, I'm perfectly okay with. Yes, that means that he's going to come and shout at me. That he means he's going to come and be angry at me. That means he's going to constantly keep giving these things to me. Have we accepted that? Or we are still trying to change?
No, I've accepted that now.
So when we have accepted that, then there is no question of what should, rather him telling him to calm down, all of that will not work at all. Because it's all mind game, no? In the mind, if I have not 100% accepted it, it may not show also. So you work on, have I really accepted it? Am I comfortable with the way he is? All that you ask questions to yourself. Because it's about self-work only. Everything is about self-work.
So what happens when he goes on long, it like fear grips me.
I
During-
totally understand what you're
Say
saying.
after an
Tanvi.
hour,
I
after
totally
2 hours,
understand.
it's like I feel as though he's going to hit me or he's going to slam me down.
So
way he
there is a
behaves.
lot of fear also involved in it, no? So he's
Yes.
showing you what you truly have inside you. It's a lot
Yeah.
of work. So you see, if you want to write down, journal all of these things. This is what I
Mhm.
observed in myself. Yes, I
Mhm.
think I still have fear in myself. So when you are able to understand, first of all, what you have within you, then comes working on that. Then comes observing,
Yeah.
yes, am I in fear at this time? Am I in fear or can I go back to gratitude? So you're constantly working on yourself
How do I work on this fear?
by not being in fear. Why do we be fearful for your life or death or something like that?
Mhm.
First of all, you need to try to be fearless and believe that whatever is happening is for the right reasons. They don't see, people don't come and hit you because they are bad or something, which is what we saw in this entire chapter, right?
Yes.
So see if you can get back to that state of fearlessness.
Mhm.
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I need to take this call. Okay, can I end this call? Are we done? Keep doing gratitude, Sanghi. I think over a period of time, you will get to a state where you will
Mhm.
understand what to do. There's a lot of quota
Okay.
handy.
Yes, Mata, even I feel that.
So everything will not get resolved. There are so many good things that are already happening in your life, right? That is something that is like not personal, not too personal, like your office and all that. So
Yes.
for home level, it needs a lot more investment.
Yes, Mata. Yeah, I agree.
Every day, do at least, see if you can give about half an hour for your son.
Yes, Mata, I'm doing that every day.
Yeah, just do that.
And
And
every
then-
time from your class, I'm trying to pick things in which way I can give gratitude to him.
Yeah. So keep doing. Overall, our idea is to develop a habit of gratitude across all areas of life. That habit, because we are not able to get that habit to the sun level, I'm asking you to practice more on the sun.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Sure.